Welcome back to another wonderful day at the Gruesome Garage. We're gonna pick up right where we left off with our shackle hanger, spring hanger, whatever you want to call it, brackets. So like I said in the last video, these are Iron Man off-road, I think the company's called. I'll put a link in the description, but excellent product. I actually cut off a little section, as you can see, because I have this piece of 2x2 here. It goes back over here, and it's just a channel down, and it has tabs so you can bolt it to your floor, actually, like the factory bracket. So I don't have a floor, as you can see, so we're not doing that. What I ended up doing was I actually welded on this piece of plate on the top, because this guy just kind of flopped in the breeze, and we welded that all up solid, and I tacked it to the 2x6 here. I'm gonna weld that solid, and I might even put a brace off of here with a piece of D.O.M. I don't know yet, we'll see how solid it is. And over here, I cut a piece of D.O.M, the measurement of this, which is 3 inches, 3 1/8, and jam that in so it doesn't warp up when we weld it. So it's all tacked in place. I got the other one tacked on, as you can see. Now it's time to weld them up. Well, we got the one side welded on, complete. What a fun process. Of course, welding the nice 3/16 clean to a pretty clean tin can. So let's do the other side. So it's the next day, and you know, nothing new here. On the phone, we got our spring hangers welded in, and I'm really happy with these things. There's a lot of places to weld them, and I added that plate on top, so these guys aren't going anywhere. Now it's time to get these leaf springs in. We're gonna switch them back around. I had them flipped around the opposite way they're supposed to go in to get a little stretch, but now that we have these holes here, I'm gonna see if I can get the same stretch with having the leaf spring the proper way, because this end is like a hair thicker than the other end, almost about 1/8 inch, and it fits better in the mount. So
let's get to this,
So we slapped it in here, and as you guys can see, this is the center, and that's way too far forward. We got this nice big wheel well now. We have a longer drive shaft. So we got to flip the lease back around and stretch it a little more. Stay tuned. There you go. They're flipped around and we put them to the last hole. I don't know, maybe that's a little too much stretch. We're gonna find out if the drive shaft works. If not, we'll just move them forward. So let's get that axle in. It looks like our drive shaft is actually going to fit perfectly, surprisingly. So we actually put the axle as far forward. So you got the 3 holes on here. You can kind of adjust it a little bit there. We put it as far forward as we could and as far backwards on the hangers. These springs are actually flipped 180 degrees from a factory Cherokee. You get a little more stretch because the centering pin is not even. It's not centered. It favors the front a lot, actually. So since we flipped them around, this bushing is not as wide as the other bushing. So as you can see, we got a little space there. We're gonna throw some washers in and call it a day.
Because this is Club XJ.
We slapped our tires on real quick, and as you can see, it's actually pretty centered in the wheel well, and I've jacked it up. And the reason being, I was looking at it from the front and I noticed it was pretty uneven. This side, the passenger side, was down a little bit. So I jacked it up, got the weight off of the spring so I could adjust the preload a little bit. I evened it out. Let's see how she sits. Hopefully it's nice and level now. Much better. Maybe a little higher. Well, we had fun putting these leaf springs in. That was a great dandy old time. But now it's time that we get back to the tube work. So since we're working in the back here, I figured I'll just finish it up. So I got a brace in here. I talked about that earlier. And we got one more going from here to here. I got them sitting over there. And we got to do the same thing on that side. So as usual, let's weld. These front-facing tubes are tacked in, and these guys are just sitting there for now. But I just wanted to make sure they fit. I might have to clean them up a little more because what I'm going to do is weld this other pipe, this front one, in first, so that way the other tube will sit right against it, right against that weld. I know this one's welded fully, and this one will weld to that weld and should be pretty strong. So let's get these guys welded up and then we'll slap these bars in. Well, after sitting in the Jeep cross-legged and having some nice welds, some nice slag fall in my all over my shoes and on my legs, we got it tacked in. So I'm gonna wait to weld these up. I'm gonna do like a final weld through and just weld everything in the back section. But one thing I'm gonna do right now is, you see this fender line here? We gotta have to brace that because there's really nothing holding it except for a couple tacks to the body, and it's tacked down here. That's gonna get welded up, all this too, but I want to brace it in case I rub against a tree or a rock or something. So we're gonna tie that into here, but first thing I'm gonna do is tie this tube into the 2x6 down there, so it'll be the same angle as this, and then from up over here shoot straight down and hit the 2x6. So that's pretty easy, just a notch, 63 degrees pretty much, same as this bend almost, because this pipe is parallel with the one inside there, and And then we just got to cut a nice angle on the bottom for the 2x6. So as you guys can see, I went a little nuts on the tubing up here. Of course, I did not film anything because I was in a rush and I got pretty impatient with this thing. If you guys have done this, you know that it's a real PIA to sit in here, weld all this stuff, and have everything just falling right on you. Of course, I got, you know, the welding jacket and all that, but you're still gonna get burned. It's not the end of the world, but it's not too fun. The back is roughly 95% done. There's a couple welds I just gotta seal up. I gotta go through everything, double check it all, but I'm pretty happy with the back. Now, after I've done the back, looking at the driver's compartment here, I quickly realized there is not enough structure up there. For me, at least. I don't know, maybe you guys think it's strong enough, but my theory is if this body gets completely smashed when I flip it, which probably will happen now that I have the cage, I'll probably take some more chances. So if this body gets completely destroyed, which it probably will because there's a lot of clearance, no exo cage, so I'll probably end up just hacking the body off, still use it, absolutely destroy it, and then move on to the next one. So tune in next time. We're gonna crank out this driver's compartment. We're gonna do some final welding. Then it's time to patch all these ugly, nice holes up the best we can, or just leave them. I'm not sure yet, but this one's definitely got to get patched. And maybe we'll drive this thing.